Head coach of the Wolverines, Jim Harbaugh, is with us. Coach, one of the big stories of the offseason, of course, bringing Josh Gattis in to help run this offense. What has stood out to you as you've watched this new attack here in camp?
Well, the level of execution has been really good. Our players retained a lot from spring practice. Josh and the other offensive coaches have done a heck of a job installing and the system and coaching it on the field. It's been impressive. Plus, our players have really come in good shape. Ben Herbert, our strength staff, did a tremendous job of setting the table for us to get the work in that we're getting.
What about this offense best suits your personnel?
I think it suits the quarterback. I think that's for starters, both Shea Patterson and Dylan McCaffrey.
You've lost some really production from the defensive side, but who are some of the new guys that are going to step up and have an opportunity to lead this team from a defensive perspective?
Multiple guys. Carlo Kemp has really improved his game. He went from an outside linebacker to a defensive end to a inside player, 3 technique and even nose. He's been outstanding. Kwity Paye also continues to ascend as a player. Aiden Hutchinson, who was a starter as a true freshman last year, doing a heck of a job. Donovan Jeter's also really maintained consistently good and better play. A fast defensive line. They run. Ben Mason has also been moved to the defensive line, playing the 3 technique. Mike Dana, transferred from Central Michigan, is in the rotation and doing a very good job. So Mike Dwumfor, another guy. We've got some good players there. We've got some good depth there, and flying around guys.
A couple things you'd like to do, one on offense and one on defense before camp's over. A couple goals maybe.
Continue the situational play on offense. The more you can get of that, the more you can get of the situations, the 2-minute, the red zone, the goal line, the short yardage, the backed up, coming off your own goal line, the special team situations, all those things are I just don't ever feel like you get enough,
right.
Especially with only one practice a day. Defensively, I think the execution has been really good. I think they really understand and know this defense. We're preparing for the opener. We're preparing for the second game of the year against Army as well. So, there's a lot on their plate. It's a sprint to try to get it all in.
You need to get Coach Jack involved in that Army game plan.
Yeah, he's been involved. He has been involved. But they've been working on it a lot, Don. It's not that he's taken time away from the opener and the other games on our schedule and installing the defense from the ground up. He's just worked extra, and put a lot of time in on Army. But he's an amazing. He just goes.
Embracing the expectations of this football team. As we talked at Media Day, said, hey, this is what we have to do. We realize we're good. Is that something you're continuing to drive home to your players in your meetings?
Yeah, just to be about it every day. We're in this environment where, how could you possibly have it better than every day be immersed in football and with each other and just keeping it simple, really, Howard. Get as good as we can possibly get. Get great at football. That's we boiled it down to that and made it that simple.
Did want to ask you about one more position. No Karan Higdon, no Chris Evans. Give us a sense of who stood out to you at running back so far.
But a lot of guys have stood out. True Wilson has stood out all camp and throughout spring ball. Christian Turner has stood out. The guy that's coming on like gangbusters is Zach Charbonnet. The true freshman, is playing really good football. Looks to be that very well-rounded back. He's a freshman, so we're. But okay, moving on. But I love him. Ben Van Summeren as well, who moved from linebacker to. First, he moved from fullback to linebacker, and then linebacker to running back. Has also done a heck of a good job. And Hassan Haskins had a heck of a day today, number 25. He was slowed a little bit in spring ball. with a knee, with the meniscus, and that's been healed, and he's really getting into his stride and getting into his gear. And then Nick Capatina, there's a name you probably haven't heard, who walked onto our football team in the winter, had an outstanding spring, and it's okay. Well, let's see what you do in the fall camp, and he's continued to play extremely well. So we're feeling pretty good at the running back position right now.
Head coach of the Wolverines, Jim Harbaugh. Coach, thanks as always for your time.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Howard.